Thank you, Saurabh. We have been together for last 4 decades now, almost.
Yeah.
So 86, when I joined IIT Kharagpur, that's when we met. We were in the same department, and it so happened that I was allotted this cadre, and so I happened to be in this cadre for so many years now. When I entered this building, I had come to visit this building yesterday. He took me around this building yesterday, and I saw this Vatika, and it's an excellent place and excellent ambience which he has created. The biophilic experience is amazing. The natural lights and greens and the use of colors and etc. And I think this is something which motivates people, especially for innovative thoughts, etc. Now, I would focus more on my experiences in the law enforcement, rather than covering the theoretical framework or something like this of this particular topic. He talked about scalability. Now, scalability, I think we had, in 2016, July 2016, the Calcutta Police had run a small program called Safe Drive, Save Life. So that is, that was, one fine day, the Chief Minister herself, I was looking after traffic in Calcutta Police, and she wanted to have a program to reduce the casualties, deaths in road traffic accidents. So she said that this has to be done. Now, we were at loss how exactly to go about doing this. And that is where I roped him in with his ideas, because he is very, very unconventional and very innovative in his approach. And so we chipped him in, and the Chief Minister herself did a walk. And I seriously didn't know at that point of time, is this possible to reduce the death? Everywhere we find, every year the number of deaths are growing here in the city as well as in the world. So the idea that we will be able to reduce the number of fatalities in the road traffic accidents, it didn't really occur to me how do we go about doing this. But then that was a task which was given to us, and it was creating awareness, etc. was something which he was thinking about. So that is where he organized this program, where we had this large number of people who walked the streets of Calcutta along with the Chief Minister herself. He had beautifully designed the entire procession, and the message actually went around, and it continued for quite some time. And then he designed a program on the lines of educating drivers, school students, etc. And almost about 100,000 plus children. Yeah, so he scaled up this program to about 100,000 people. They underwent training. And of course, there was a bit of use of technology, how we went about doing our enforcement, using extensive use of technology, etc. But I think the creating awareness, the way he scaled it up, I think it was phenomenal. And from there, I think last year when I was the commissioner in 2023, the number of fatalities had come down from almost about 450 to 160. So you can just imagine the number of fatalities which had come down, which I actually initially never thought that it will succeed, this kind of a program will ever succeed. But consistently we got improved results and things like this. So I think the nature, the scalability thing which he spoke about, I think that was a great learning experience as far as this is concerned. The other thing he talked about ethics. I give you a small example of ethical dilemmas which we face in large systems. I was a young SP in Purulia way back in 2004. So we had an incident where the mouse had in a landmine explosion, one of our officer in charge of police station in Bandhavan police station, he was killed. And obviously, being young, I was quite unhappy about something like this has happened in my jurisdiction and all that. So this place where it had happened was right on the border of Jharkhand, thick forests and things like this. So we would every day go deep inside the forest, do the operations, trying to figure out these guys and things like this. One day we had a very good input. We could penetrate into their network, and we actually could push somebody into their network. And this person came to me and said that, sir, today these people are going to have a dinner at this particular place in the night, and you can plan an operation. And if you want, I will be carrying food for them, so you can give some kind of sleeping stuff or something like that. So I said, nothing doing. If we have to do an operation, we will do. We will not do something which will be unfair. And we actually decided not to do anything which is unfair. And in the operation happened at about 3 o'clock. We walked almost about 15-20 kilometers to reach that particular place. And about 2 o'clock or so, that is when we reached. And they heard our footsteps, and that is where the gunfire started, and crossfire. So fortunately, we didn't get any one of them. Neither anybody from our side was injured, but we did get their weapons and landmines and things like this. But I think there was a dilemma. Of course, if you look at it, that it was easy for us if we had given some kind of sleeping stuff in the food. We could have caught them red-handed. So these kind of dilemmas do come in our life, challenges which we face. Somebody says that tactically it would have been very fine. What's wrong? And they were the people who had killed, and you could have sort of this thing. But I think I thought that it may not be fair, and that is where if we have to face them, we have to. So this was a bit of a challenging situation where I could have gone the other way around. But I think I took a decision that no, we will not be unfair to them. We will have to face it. So that is how it happened. Similar challenges we have been facing quite often, and learning from ethical principles. I don't know. This particular case of RG Kaur, which is very popular, and a lot of you might be interested in getting to know what exactly had happened. I will not dwell into what exactly, but yes, it was so easy for anybody to, there were a lot of agitation. First, we had this case just for 3-4 days only, and we did investigation on this particular case, and we did the fairest possible investigation in this case. People may not be happy about it, whatever it is, but we were fair. We did not. It was an easy thing. People were asking those 4 doctors who had food with this girl, they might be responsible and this and that. We didn't find any evidence. Till such time we find evidence, we can't. They are innocent fellows till such time. And I don't think the CBI has also found any evidence. They have taken any action against them. So there was a the outcry amongst large section of people, and I myself was feeling little confused. Are we right? Are we missing out somewhere? So I put additional number of things. My additional the lady officers who are deputy commissioner IPS officers, I put them on the job and said that you have a fresh look, you have a fresh look, you have a fresh look. You figure out if there is something which you are missing out somewhere, because so many people are saying so many things. There has to be something there. But everyone came back and said, there is nothing else which is there. So anyway, there was a dilemma which we face all the time in the law enforcement, where because of what I would say, the noises from the environment. Who does not know the reality? They don't have evidence. They don't know what exactly has happened. They don't know what injuries are there. They were talking about 150 grams of semen. Somebody said some soma bolchi, some audio recording which was coming from who knows what. Nothing. Although all kind of they didn't have access to whatever the postmortem report. Trying to make conjectures around what postmortem report is. That so many injuries, so many this, so many that. The pelvic bone was broken, this, that. So people didn't have access to this information, but they're making conjectures around this. So that is where I said that the dilemmas we face, many a times people end up making wrong judgments, but and it's very, very difficult to have to toe the ethical concept in such situations. And these are the challenging situations that law enforcement officers do face in life. And sometimes they might err also. But we decided nothing doing, whatever way the society goes, we will be fair as far as this case is concerned. Absolutely, and these are some of the some of the challenges which we continue to face. Regarding collaboration, teamwork, etc., all these things. We used to work. We worked in very large systems, whether it's a law and order tackling, or this was a case where a lot of people are deployed in terms of investigation. We were very hard pressed for time. We had to complete. We wanted, it was a very gruesome murder, rape and murder, and we wanted that this has to be completed as early as possible, and that is where you are hard pressed for time as well. So such challenging situations, how you deal with large systems, etc., and how do you this thing. So that these are the challenges we actually very face very often, and I think nature, if you say the collaboration, whether you take the example of ants or birds which move, migratory birds or bees or whatever. So working with large systems is something which I think in law enforcement or government working, etc., this comes pretty handy as far as learning from nature is concerned. So I would say I think the idea of biophilic vatika here in this environment, which is a research environment, which is very soothing, very ambient oriented, ambience is very great. I think it's a great concept, and I know him. He is very passionate about it. He had started the greens, and he has done a lot of experiments, a lot of there are a lot of stories he's gone about doing, some successful, some not so successful, but he has pursued his passion, and I think this, I'm sure his dream of 1 million vatikas would someday come true, and I wish him all the best.